Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another episode. So in the previous episode, we were here in Stranglethorn Vale. We did the Venture Co quest, did the Tiger quest, and now we are on to the Crystal Basilisks. And we need some items off of these, so the drop rate doesn't seem to be too bad. Obviously this is World of Warcraft, so we'll see how good my luck is. Generally speaking, my luck isn't all that brilliant, but we'll see. We'll carry on with this. This is a doable quest, so might as well just kind of get it out of our hair. It is in the way, so after this we'll see what we have around here and how far we can progress with it, and that's, I think, basically what will determine our route with regards to questing in this area. Thank you guys for joining me in this episode. I really do appreciate it. Just to kind of let you guys know, as a separate thing, I have been playing around with the thumbnails as well, so I'll be trying out to see what people like more. I'm gonna basically go off of the view counter, but I'm gonna be honest and say that so far World of Warcraft Classic has done quite good on the channel. There seems to be an audience for it, so I will continue playing this game, and I'm going to be honest and say that I personally am actually enjoying it. Now I'm trying to get up here. This is one of the things of World of Warcraft, just kind of testing cliffs and seeing where you can climb. There supposedly are some more basilisks in this area. I just don't know how to get to them, so that is basically what I'm going for. We have cleared out this zone, but I'm looking on the mini-map and I can see that apparently there are more. So there must be a way up there. It's probably not the way I was trying to go, but okay, there we go. There's another one right there. Oh, there's quite a few actually. So this is definitely a good region area to do this quest, so I'm glad I kind of just stumbled upon it, really just following the mini-map and kind of seeing where it leads, to be honest. This is one of the quests that I don't personally remember. It's probably because it's one of those like smaller quests. I do remember quite a few things about Stranglethorn Vale. There's actually quite a few interesting little quests here that I liked when I did it. Most of them, to be honest, apart from the kill quests for like the tigers, the panthers, the raptors, that I remember, tend to be closer to Booty Bay, but that is kind of a level 40 zone, so we are not close to that. We don't really want to be pushing our luck, you know. 4 out of 10 crystals, so we need another 6. That means we'll be here for quite some time farming these dudes, but it's fine. I am getting a decent amount of XP. It is very possible that I'm hoping to see a level up. That's basically where I'm getting at. Now, one thing that I found interesting about the basilisks and some creatures here is that they have 3 pairs of legs. Never actually understood why that was a thing. I mean, I suppose it's what the designers, developers chose to do with it. I think it would have worked just fine with 2 pairs of legs. What is it? I think it's the crocs that also have 3 pairs. There's quite a few creatures that do that, but they do have a different an interesting take on some creatures. And do you know what? I just talking about creatures now. I never actually thought at that time that the hippogriff, which is actually the elven flying mount, was an actual creature. I mean, it's in the game, but it's also inspired off of some mythology. I don't know where it comes from. Maybe you guys can tell me down below. But yeah, I always thought it was just a WoW thing. I think there's a hippogriff in Harry Potter, and yeah, basically it's not an original creature. I always thought it was like a WoW thing where they came up with this creature, but no, it goes into actual some sort of mythology. I don't know where it's from, to be fairly honest. Personally speaking, I'm more a fan of the griffins. I think griffins are well cool as creatures. The eagle lion combination really does work for me, and personally speaking, I do like the idea of a griffin. So just my thought there. I think it's kind of cool. Same thing, like when I played what's it called, Heroes of Might and Magic 3. I've always liked the griffins in the game, and just to me, just something really fascinating. Saying that, there's a lot of creatures in the game that I do find interesting. I think it's the trolls as well. Another one, ooh, 6 out of 10. So we need just 4 more of them. Yeah, so the trolls that have 2 heads, really interesting. Trolls, ogres. That's it. No, trolls are something else. The ogres with 2 heads. Normally, they tend to be spellcasters in the game, but I always found it interesting. Like, I've always tried to think and kind of wondered and questioned which one does the thinking. Do they both think in different ways? Are they both like 2 personalities stuck in one body? Or are they both basically 2 heads that act as one kind of thing? That was just a thought, you know. I'm gonna say that they are 2 separate beings stuck in one body. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, I've always wondered that. That's one of the things that I found interesting. I mean, don't get me wrong, World of Warcraft does do some very interesting things, at least leading up to, what was it called? The one, Cataclysm, that's the one. Aha. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Now, I have seen and heard that apparently World of Warcraft Classic will not get a Cataclysm expansion. To me, that is kind of interesting. And the reason I say that is because I feel like by putting in the Cataclysm expansion, that could be the completion of the whole lore. It's back to Azeroth, but obviously Azeroth has been forever changed. Apparently, I think the rumors are that Wrath of the Lich King is the last one. Apparently, I mean, I've read and spoken to people in the guild and stuff like that, and there's also like that's when the players kind of started leaving. Now, one of the reasons for that, the player base going down, was because the game became too easy. Now, I'm speaking for myself, and I'm speaking for a lot of people that I played with. A lot of us quit because it was not challenging anymore. One of the things that we enjoyed about the game was how challenging it was, in the sense of doing end game content. It was actually challenging. You had to prepare, you had to read guides, you had to know the bosses, the mechanics, doing a lot of research and studies, and you had to be good to actually access that endgame content. I can tell you that at the end of Cataclysm, I was raiding the endgame content with groups of people that did not know what they were doing, and we still beat the bosses, which made no sense. The bosses were dumbed down quite a bit, which I didn't appreciate. I liked the raids, and I liked getting the loot, but it didn't feel challenging anymore. And so, with that said, I kind of drew a line and said, this is not fun anymore. I'm not enjoying it. I don't feel like I'm being rewarded for doing difficult content, if that makes sense. Firstly, the content wasn't difficult, then the rewards were good, but they didn't feel like I earned them, if that makes sense. And then, yeah, it just went downhill. So it's funny because I just did my own thing. It's only afterwards that I realized that a lot of players stopped playing World of Warcraft at Cataclysm. That's when their player base diminished quite significantly. I do think it needs to be part of the Classic because it is part of the story. In my mind, it's, you know, how things culminate. Now, in my opinion, they could probably do all of the other... I wouldn't say... No, I don't know, because I don't really know what retail has to offer. I haven't really played around with retail, but yeah, I don't know. Like, after Wrath of the Lich King, what is the plan? Where are they taking this game? It'll be interesting to see. I think we still have, what, 2, maybe 3 years before we have to worry about that. But they're gonna have to provide some type of content to keep people interested. You're gonna level up so many characters and get to the max level so many times before you start losing interest. You need something to keep you busy, so it'll be interesting to see what they come up with. But I would say if there was one place to end adding DLCs and let's call them DLCs, expansions and stuff like that, I would say make Cataclysm the last one, but don't give the dungeon finder for a start. So let people look for groups the old way. Increase the difficulty level as a general rule of thumb. I don't know, make the bosses hit harder, be faster, something like that, so that there is a good amount of challenge there for people that want to access the endgame content. Like, one of the things I find interesting, and again, another discussion I had with people in the guild, is legendaries was a topic, and apparently I think with Legion, which I did play, you get access through a quest to legendary weapons or items. I think it's weapons or something like that, which makes no sense to me, right? Really makes no sense. Now, legendary in Classic, in Burning Crusade, in Wrath of the Lich King, and even in Cataclysm, is an item with an extremely low drop rate. So the person that has that legendary from a specific dungeon, whether it's a 5-man, 10-man raid, 25-man raid, so many times before they got a breadcrumb, then they had to complete a set of quests for that to complete the legendary item. So to get something like that in World of Warcraft, a legendary at this point is a good item to get, but also a status symbol, which in Legion, or Legion afterwards, Legion just loses its value, really. It's a legendary is just something that everybody has, which makes no sense. I get that people want legendaries, but they shouldn't be so available to everybody, in my opinion. It just loses its legendary status, really. Okay, we're done with this quest, and I'm going to continue elsewhere. We do have a couple of things here. What is this? So I'm being shown some stuff on the mini-map here that I might need to deal with. I just don't know what... Okay, I see. I just need to figure out how to do this safely, really. I know where we are, and this is one of the areas that kind of stresses me out. I think we need to go into the cave. There's a cave below us, and the problem with that is caves, basically you fight your way in. As you go deeper and deeper, things respawn behind you, so you have to fight your way out. So just for that reason, I'm not really a fan of caves. Not at this level. I'm going to have to deal with this dude because I worry that he's going to sneak up behind me and cause problems as I try and make my way towards the cave. I know this is not what we want, sadly, but I don't see any other option. He wanders about and he's going to cause problems. And the other reason for that is, or the other thing I can see is this guy heals as well. So I did manage to interrupt his heal there. But if I don't kill him quick enough, he will get off another heal, and then he runs off like this. Ooh. Good. I feel somewhat better now. I do wonder... No, I couldn't go around this way, could I? Nope. Well, I'm just double checking here. Yeah, so I didn't kill that dude in vain. That's what killed me last time, so there's a lot of... Ooh, hello. Yes, so... Here we are, the Curzon Commandos. This is one of the things we need to kill in this area. They're not that tough, but basically these are the equivalent of rogues, so they do have the stealth thing and then pop up behind us and yada yada bloody bloody. Let's see what they do towards the end of their life. Okay, they run off and stun us. No, they don't. That was kind of pointless. I am not complaining, right? I just thought that that was a pointless ability. If they stunned us and then ran off into other creatures to aggro them, that could have been quite serious and problematic, because yeah, I don't think we can actually stop that or interrupt that spell. It did look to me like an instant cast. So we know they can be invisible. I can't get this once the gold vein. Ooh, so frustrating this. So frustrating. So 155 is what I need to get to be able to farm that. Okay. Ah. I'll tell you what. He's popped up there so I can go around this way. I kind of know where he is. There we go. Get his attention. Play around with him. Kill this dude. Alright. So the... Cousin, ooh, hello. Another one spawned there. That is what I was talking about before. This guy is actually quite high level, so I need to be careful here. I could probably take 2 of these guys on, but I don't want to chance it if I have a choice, really. You know, 2 of them is probably doable, but it would be absolutely close. Alright, so... There we go. That was my aim. I tried to kind of avoid being stunned there. And to my fortune, it actually worked. So that is an absolutely wonderful thing to see. I'm glad that that worked the way it did. I'm just looking at my mining skill right there. So we do have quite a bit to go. With mining, I have fallen behind. Same thing with enchanting. I'm gonna have to work on these. I will do this off camera though. It's just sad. Right. Oh, hello. I forgot about you. Whoopsies. Oh dear. 34. Level 34. I'm fighting things that are level 34. Do you know what? Every time I see stuff like this, just makes me think of how quickly I leveled up, and the fact that I leveled up, it feels like an achievement. I'm not gonna lie. When I was 24 and I was thinking, oh, so many more levels to go until I get to 70, and here we are. We're a decent level, you know. But progressing through the game, fighting bigger things that we would have figured as deadly at one point. So. I need to fight you. I don't know what you can do. I should have probably healed, but we'll give this a go as is. I don't know what abilities these dudes have. But this is another one of these little quests that I personally do not remember. They do hurt quite badly, so obviously spellcasters seem to be quite painful. Now, I did go in there with a health bar that was not full. So maybe that didn't help. Oh, he's a runner. He's a runner, so that's good to know. 6 of these dudes. That's fine. We can do that. And we have been shrunk. Yeah, so that's what he does. Okay, well, I know now what to look forward to. So, yeah. Being extra cautious here. I should have. I mean, it's one of those things. I don't want to waste my mana drinks, but I feel like that would have been a good choice. We'll see exactly how we deal with this. To be honest, though, yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I do, of course, do less damage. It has actually reduced my stats having this debuff on me, so well, I'm sure we can manage. Oh, there's another one right there. I saw him. Let's kind of bring you down this way, buddy. There we go. So 4 out of 10. Have a quick drink here. Of course, we're going to eat some stuff as well, so we don't have to use any mana to heal up. I could, but we do have food, so why not? When I run out of food, I don't know if I'm going to stock up on some food. At the moment, I don't get any buffs from it, so it just is a healing item, and I don't really need healing items. I do have healing spells. I do need, though, to, at one point, take some time out and work on my cooking skills, which is another one that I have neglected. With cooking, we can create foods that buff us up, that give us an increase to certain attributes and stats. Oh, he's a runner. Oh yeah, hold on a minute. He comes back. I keep forgetting that. At least he doesn't go far, so he doesn't aggro the whole freaking cave on top of us, which is good. I'm happy with that. Let's use this. Get our health back up. So we have a head shrinker. Okay, these guys are kind of close to each other. I'm still fairly close to the entrance, another head shrinker, so maybe I can deal with this dude. Well, we have to now because we have aggroed him. Oh boy. This is not going to end well. I'm taking too much damage. Both of them are high. Oh god, I aggroed so many of these dudes. Yep. Mistakes were made. It's fine. We can do this. We can do this. We haven't died too many times. I do feel, though, that here in Stranglethorn Vale, until we actually kind of get to the level of the creatures that we're fighting, we may potentially die a couple of times. So I am, again, fighting creatures that are the same level as me or higher. Now, yeah, the plus side to it is we do get a bit of extra XP at the cost of time, and also is a bit riskier for us in the sense of we do take more damage from creatures that are higher level than us. But yeah, it was a honest mistake. I didn't want to pull the two head shrinkers that were close to each other out of fear that if I pulled one, I'd end up pulling both of them. So I was trying to avoid that. Okay, so these guys have respawned here. So that's, I suppose, I don't have to go too deep inside this cave. So, you know, if I don't have to do it, then let's not do it. It's just that simple. There's my body. We're going to have to rebuff. Okay. I thought for a second that the head shrinker was a commando, was it, that we're fighting? The rogue dudes. So go and deal with this dude that was somewhere around here. I do, saying that, need to try and figure a way out to deal with the head shrinkers. Now, he's one there. And what if I pull this dude? Oh, well, we have pulled him. So can I actually get him to follow me this way? Although even this is a bit risky right now. Simply, okay, he does follow. I need to be careful not to pull him too far. Remember, there's one that's invisible here, so I just need to break line of sight so he gets closer to me. And that actually worked out. He did not aggro his friend over there. Now this dude will do a runner, so I need to be prepared for that. And luckily, I have not seen an attempt from these guys to heal themselves. So that's quite reassuring as well. Or encouraging, I think. Okay, do not go over there. Ooh. We have aggroed the other dude, unfortunately. I think I should have enough mana to deal with both of them. Well, with this dude as well, so might as well just start hitting him before he starts melting down our health. Didn't get a chance to loot the guy that I killed, but I will do it once this head shrinker has been dealt with. So technically we are out of mana, but we had almost a full bar of HP. Brilliant, beautiful, extraordinary. Now I need some more drinky. Let's get some more. Okay, so I can definitely deal with the other head shrinker. Now there is another one of those NPCs there that I would need to, the invisible ones, the ones that do the rogue stuff, that are invisible and then stun us, run away, come back again, because that makes lots of sense. Oh dear. So the runners are the head shrinkers, so that's what I need to remember. I need to stop them from running into anything that is aggressive towards us. We don't want to fight multiples at this point in time. Saying that, this dude is not all that bad. Oh, I can see the invisible man. Oh, man. Seriously? Could you just not ignore me for a second? Luckily, I was smart enough to manage my mana well up to this point. Oh, it's going to be a tight one. Oh, I need to stun him. Quickly deal with him. Come on, down you go. There we go. That was my worry. I think this dude should not be too difficult. Might need to use some spells to burn his health down a bit quicker, but realistically, not that bad. And see, this is one of the challenges here in World of Warcraft that I enjoy. Stuff spawning on top of me and causing me to think outside the box, to calculate my moves, my mana consumption, my abilities, what abilities to use. If I get it wrong, of course, I get it wrong and it's going to be costly. When I played Legion, I was just face rolling the keyboard and doing alright with that. So it didn't really require a lot of skill there, which also the other thing I noticed when I played Legion, granted I didn't play it for too long, it became more of a single player game. There wasn't a focus on the social side of it, whereas this feels quite nice. You know, there are people in the game and they are friendly. As you go past them, if they have buff spells, they will buff you. You buff them back, stuff like that. There's another commander right there that I did not know that was there. I heard the noise before I saw him decloak. So that was when I pulled back. Pulled back. You know, same thing. Should have used the word pulled out. It's one of those words that can have two meanings. And I kind of like it for that. Just for that reason. Okay. It is stun and run, then come back again tactic. So 3 of these is what I need. 3 more commandos. Oh, well, thank you for that. I'm not going too much deeper. See, this is exactly what I was talking about. So 2 of these casters went by. I got a buff from each of them. Really nice and useful. Really appreciative. This is what I like about this game. It's the whole social element of it. And yeah, personally, this is why I'm playing it. It's exactly as I remembered it. Okay. Come on, Mr. Commando. And oh yeah, the other thing is, you can tell that, oh, hello, we have another one of these dudes. Oh, they picked him up. See right there, they could have just left them and carried on, but they didn't. Whereas I feel like in other games, they would have done that in Legion and all that, because he's mine. Oh, where's he going?
I don't have a target.
So, in doing that, they actually helped me kill them a lot quicker and saved me a bit of a headache. I think I could have managed, so... but thank you guys for the help. Really appreciate that. I feel like I saw something right there. There you are. There you are. So that brings us to 10 commandos killed. We might still need some head shrinkers. Tell you what, I wish I did more damage. And I think that's the thing. And the challenge I knew I was signing up for, to be honest, when I chose to go down the healer path. We don't do a lot of damage, which does add to the lengthiness. Hello. Oh, there goes a druid. To the lengthiness of the fight. So if I did more damage, it would have been so much quicker. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I think damage-wise, DPSs take down quicker, take opponents down quicker than tanks, and finally healers are the slowest to take creatures down. Now granted though, I don't really have any good gear on me. I haven't bought anything from the auction house. Everything I'm wearing is actually earned through dungeons, quests and stuff like that, and I don't really agree with spending money at the auction house at this point in time. Bearing in mind this is my first character. Yeah, you run that way, buddy. There's absolutely nothing for you. Okay, so we need one of these dudes. It would be nice if there is one nearby, so I don't have to go too deep in this place, and then I can actually leave and call this a completed job. This is kind of empty. I don't want to go too deep inside. So this, yeah. Part of me wants to explore this, but part of me does not want to go too deep inside. Okay. That's good enough for me. Ah, perfect. This is what we needed. There we go. And with this, we are done in this area. We can move on to a different location, do some different quests. The only thing will be getting out of here, but I'm sure I can manage that one. Also, in an ideal world, I would like to gain a level before the end of this video. Oh yeah, okay. So it's not letting me mount up unless I'm on actual grass. We're done here. The other thing I could do is go towards the river. I'm going to have to be careful here. We don't want to pull too many of these things. These creatures, these NPCs. Out of fear of getting stunned. Okay, there's one right there. I think he might potentially aggro onto us. No, he didn't. Fine. I will not criticize that. I am happy that I don't have to fight my way out. Okay, young panther. Okay. Well, I'm being hit. Oh, panther. It's a good thing I did not get dismounted there. Otherwise, we would have had to fight it instead of run away. So I think I'm going to try and do the croc mission here on the bank. We only need 2 skins from these guys, so it should not be too difficult now. This kind of makes me worry that this will be a low drop rate type of quest, meaning we'll have to kill loads of these crocolisks to get what we want. In which case, it would terribly suck. However, I guess it's good to look at the positives and remember that we're getting experience for the kills, so it could be worse. Nope. Oh yeah, we got one actually. Maybe it's not a low drop rate. If it's not, then that's just happy good days for me, to be honest. Right, River Crocolisk. There's this dude right here. And do you know what? These things are not that hard to fight as well. So another bonus there. It's always nice when you get a break from difficult fighting, not having to fight too many difficult NPCs. It's always a nice bonus. Don't get me wrong. Okay, we don't want that. I like the challenge of it. I like the challenge of fighting difficult enemies, which is why I do it. But when you fight something that is equal to your level and you see how good you are doing, it reminds you that, you know what, when you have to drink mana potions all the time after a fight, you're not actually doing all that bad. You know, it's a reminder to the fact that you're still doing good. You're a good gamer, uh, but unfortunately, the sad truth is, which is enjoyable. When you fight difficult, higher level creatures, you do struggle a bit more, and that's the way the game was intended. So I do appreciate that requirement in skill, I guess. Like I said, it's I've said it before, I believe, in a different video. It does help me kind of get better at the game as well by challenging myself with stuff like that. Plus, to be honest, I know it can be frustrating, but I am enjoying the grind and the opportunity to do that and actually test my skills and improve my skills, really. Although, if I think about it, I'm only improving my combat skills. Realistically, in raids and dungeons, I aim to be a healer. Now, I say healer and aim in the same sentence because it's a difficult role to fulfill. Will I be good at it? I don't really know. I hope so. It would be nice. A lot of people don't seem to be bothered about healing in the game, and that's probably, as I know it and understand it, due to the skill required to keep a whole group alive. So yeah, we'll see how we do as a healer. I'm also looking at other available quests. It seems that there are only a few spawn points for these crocolisks. There's one spawn lip. So I have the option of either waiting it out until they respawn and then taking them out and then praying that I get what I want, or I can go between this location and another location and just keep doing that until I complete this bit with the crocolisks. That just spares me the time of waiting here. Now, with that, there's also a problem that when I do return here, they will have been killed by another player that was on the same quest as me. And so I got lucky on the first one. I'm not getting anything right now. So it was definitely going to be a case, or it looks like it's going to be a case of a quest where you go and retrieve an item, but the quest has a low drop rate. So, yeah, sucky. Absolutely sucky. But we will try and get it done. This is not all that complicated. It's only 2 specific pellets off of these, so that should be good. Hopefully it does give us a decent amount of XP, which is why I'm doing this. And I'm noticing that I am starting to run really short on items here. Items, Jesus Christ, on inventory space. I need to start considering clearing out my inventory, either by going to sell my stuff or throwing some things away. Now, I don't want to go and sell stuff when I've not actually completed too many quests, but we did find this wonderful ore here, so we've got some nice silver ore. What is nice about the silver ore at the auction house is actually worth quite a bit of gold, so that should be quite useful with regards to kind of gathering gold for the writing skills. Okay. Whilst we are looking for stuff, I'm just going to get a quick sip, folks. My mouth is getting a bit dry. There we go. I don't know why I drink coffee. Coffee's meant to dehydrate you, but I do like the taste of coffee. That is my go-to drink. I will occasionally drink tea, although I've been told I have posh tastes. I do like me some Earl Grey, and with Earl Grey, I like it as strong can be. Like, literally cannot see the bottom of the cup. So I do like a good strong Earl Grey. I also do like a good strong peppermint tea. So I don't have any sugar in them, and I don't put any milk in them. So I do like them that way. Which is really weird. Not a lot of people like Earl Grey, and I don't understand why. It's actually one of the best tasting teas, in my opinion. Okay. But I don't drink it very often. I prefer coffee to anything else. I'm a coffee drinker. I will drink quite a bit of coffee, and because I like coffee so much, what I tend to do is I like to make my coffees, I would say, relatively weak. Okay. Saying that though, I've always drunk coffee. I think since I was a teenager, I picked up the taste of coffee and kind of liked it ever since. Yeah. Now, I'm going to tell you an interesting story. At one point, I used to drink black coffee, but with sugar in it. Now, when I say sugar in it, I used to put 3, 4, sometimes even 5 teaspoons of sugar. And I don't know why. I don't know why I liked it so sweet. Maybe I didn't eat sweets, though. That's quite important to say. So that would have been the equivalent of my chocolate. But I did drink quite a few a day, just as I do now. So what I did one day, and that surprised everybody that knew me, I decided I would cut sugar out of my coffee for good as of the next day. So come the next day, I stopped doing that. My wife didn't know that I stopped putting sugar in my coffee. So when she made me a coffee, she did what she knew I normally had. I tasted it, spat it out, and said, no, I don't have sugar in it anymore. And she was quite surprised that I just all of a sudden decided to stop having sugar. So I explained to her that I've come to the decision that I'm putting too much sugar, so I'm cutting it all out. I just want to try and make a healthier choice and realize that, all that sugar that I was putting in was not going to do me any good in the long run. So she agreed. She appreciated what I was doing. 2 days down the line, she makes me another coffee, and she puts a very tiny amount of sugar. And I think by this time it was like 3, maybe 4 days where I was just drinking coffees without any sugar. I could taste the sugar in that, and I just basically went and poured it out. And to me, this is a big thing, right? I don't like to waste coffee. To me, coffee is the good stuff. That's how much I like it. And I asked her not to put sugar in my coffees anymore. So, and right now I'm at a point. So I've done this almost 10 years now that I have not had any sugar in my coffees. So now, if somebody's made themselves a drink and put sugar in it and stirred it with a teaspoon and then stirred my coffee with it, I can actually taste the leftover sugar on the teaspoon and will not drink that coffee just because of it. So I find that it just ruins the taste of the coffee, to be honest. I actually really like the taste of it. So yeah, just a funny little story. I decided to move along the river just because, yeah, we're not getting very lucky here. This seems to be quite a low drop rate, sadly. So it's just what it is. I'm gonna press on with this. I literally just need one large river crocodile skin, which I'm not getting very lucky with. And yeah, it's a bit sucky. I am coming up to this location here where I can hand in a quest. Should I do it? Should I not? I'm very close to leveling up. I think with this quest complete, plus with whatever I have and all other NPCs I'll be killing, I should either get really close to leveling up or level up. We'll see exactly how this runs. Do bear in mind that, of course, they are a bit scattered about the place I need to go and hand them in. So I've got a quest down in Booty Bay, one here with this camp of hunters that I've completed. This with the crocolisks is also in Booty Bay if I do complete it, so that'll make 2 in Booty Bay. Ha! Success. So we have 4 quests complete. The question is, do I hand them in? I feel like I want to try and push leveling up just from killing creatures here. Obviously, at the same time, working towards completing quests, not just aimlessly killing stuff. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to crack on with killing NPCs that are part of our quest and level up that way, unless I lose my patience. And so with that, once I've leveled up, I will then complete what quest I'm on and then run to the places that we picked up the quests to hand in what we have completed. And I think or hope that by doing this, I know it's grindy and everything, but hopefully get 2 levels. So one from the monster grind, monster kill grind, and close to another level from the quests that we've completed, which would be nice. Of course, we have some hordes around here. Just always be wary about them. I'm sure they are nice people in their own way. But yeah, we can't socially interact with them. We're not friends. We're not on good terms. Tell you what though, I've not had to drink as much in this area. So we're going to do the panthers. These should be fairly straightforward. They don't camouflage, so they aren't invisible to us. So that means we can actually see them from afar. Or at least they don't seem to camouflage. I was just thinking out because I feel like these eventually will end up going invisible. Alright, there we go. I wonder what these guys are waiting for. So we do have 2 quests in this area. One is with the trolls and the other one is with the panthers. Okay. See, I'm trying to peep around the corner through the wall, but again, sometimes walls in this game are just a suggestion. It's actually a gamble getting that close to a wall, but this area has been cleaned out. Oh, there is a Tigger. That is Elder Tigger. I don't really need to wait here. This area has been cleared out pretty darn decent. Okay, we got another Tigger there. Tigger. These things are actually quite high level as well. So, yeah, I think I want to avoid them for now. Okay. So, these guys are doing the Tiggers. See, it would be nice if I could buff these dudes. But I see why they haven't. I'm talking about the hordes. But I see why they haven't put that in the game. Normally, on a PvP server, the horde here would be hostile to me. So I would have the choice of trying to take it out and fight it and stuff like that. Okay, we can do the troll.
Out of range.
So yeah, I can see why. I'm kind of glad I'm not on a PvP server. Personally speaking, I've never been a big fan of PvP in games. I do and have in the past played PvP in WoW, just not enough to actually make a difference to me. I did grind gear and stuff for PvP, but I was more into the PvE. I think once you get to the end game content, you're not leveling up anymore, so you have to make choices with regards to how you're going to spend your time in the game. And I think because of that and lack of ideas, sometimes I would go into PvP fights. Heck, I would even fight Horde in the world just because why not, you know. But yeah, I'm glad I don't have the stresses of potentially being attacked from the back by a Horde member, which is what would have happened should this have been a PvP server. And I don't know how good I would have been. That's the other thing. I know from past experience that I'm an okay player, nothing to write home about. That's pretty much it. I'm nothing special with regards to PvP.
I can't carry anymore.
So now we've come to the problem where we have things in our inventory and we're getting other stuff that we could potentially sell to vendors for some silver, which, you know, is going to be useful if we can actually get the money off of it. It will help us build resources and money towards the amount that we want. Aha, we has some trolls here, so I can definitely farm these dudes. I'm not being very lucky with those panthers at the moment, so I think I'll leave that on the side for the time being and move on to this. See if I can kite them away. Like, say, right here. I should have broken line of sight. I really don't like it when they throw things. That really bugs me. And I don't know why. I feel like that should not be a thing. And this has always been a thing, by the way, in World of Warcraft. They've always done that. For me, it's a bit annoying. I wish it didn't exist. It would just help, I suppose, with certain fights so much more. You could actually use the environment to your advantage a bit more. Right, so this dude rages towards the end of his life. That does increase his hit point, which is fair enough. At least this one is just a kill quest, so I'm happy with that. And they're not too challenging by their own, you know. Okay, this isn't too bad of an area right now. We can definitely try and pick a fight with the shaman. I hope and pray that this shaman right here does not heal. Although he probably will have some healing spells, so we need to be careful. And also, I need to be mindful for... I mean, shamans drop totems, so I don't know if he drops totems or whatnot, or if he heals. If he doesn't heal, then that's fine for us, you know, it's really easy. And by the looks of it, these guys aren't bothered about running away, so I really do appreciate that too. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing worse than enemies that flee from you and run into other groups of NPCs to aggro them. There's nothing more frustrating than that. I suppose if I was in their shoes, I'd do the same thing. Probably would have done it earlier. So, yeah. Blood Scalp Warrior. Now, one thing that's always had me curious, right, and this is just my opinion, why the choice for the burp sounds for certain actions, abilities, stuff like that? I think there were better options for them to choose. Personally speaking, it's one of the things, and I'm being really nitpicky right here, but it's one of the sound effects that I really don't like. But that's just a personal thing. Okay, so we have some trolls that have respawned behind us. But I'm going to go for this dude because he's kind of here all alone and isolated. So we'll give him some love, some attention here, and give him something to fight. Mainly me. I do, on a separate topic, like my shoulders. They look really nice and bulky. And I think this is one of the design choices I've always liked for World of Warcraft. Some of the gear bits and pieces are actually really nice and really colorful with really nice particle effects as well. So when you get to the end game content and you get the really good stuff, like the gear you get feels epic, if that makes sense. It's not just epic because it says so. It feels epic. There's something going on about it. It's visually pleasing. And yeah, I've always liked that about World of Warcraft. The Paladin has some really nice end-game content armor, at least for the Burning Crusade as I remember it. I think the Warlock has like a thing that will spawn wings on his back. Not that they're useful, but they just flap about a couple of times and kind of disappear. What is it? I think the Hunter gets like a shoulder piece that's made of a eye. So each shoulder piece has basically its own eye, and it does this animation as if it's looking around. It's stuff like this. And weapons that glow, that have different particle effects and stuff. And I like this. And I feel like from a visual perspective, other games could do this as well. I think it would add to the flavor. Obviously, don't make copies of other weapons existent in the game. So if you're going to do unique stuff, make it truly unique. And the other thing is, generally speaking, the endgame content armor, speaking from experience, leading up to the end of Cataclysm, always looked good for each class. So a lot of, in my opinion at least, a lot of thought has gone into designing those things, and I really did appreciate it, still do appreciate it. Okay. I'm looking at the timer. I've been recording for over 55 minutes now. I think I need to bring this to an end. I might pick a fight with 1 or 2 more trolls, but then after that, I'm going to have to call it a day and end the video here. I will continue from this exact location in the next video, so join me in that as well. We're getting close to kind of being, I think, halfway through the quests here in Stranglethorn Vale, and as you can see, my XP bar has gone up quite significantly. Like those little clear sections. Jesus, that was a loud car. Freaking hell. Yeah, so those last sections of the XP bar that are clear, I always call them bars. It's basically a bar made of multiple bars. That's how I see it. So I don't know how to refer to it any other way. Okay. So, yeah, with that said, folks, I think I'm going to call this video here. Thank you for joining me. I do hope that you have enjoyed it. I have enjoyed making it. I am enjoying the game. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, stay safe, folks.